cottagecore ambience, mark my words, prince, super fluffy, Emily Wilde, Marie-Antoinette. Hello friends, welcome back to this video. Today we are doing what is probably the biggest book haul I will ever do. This gathers the books that I have gotten over the past few months. I have some graphic books, I have some novels, I have some illustrated books, and we are going to start with the novels. First is this book. It's called Vita Nostra by Sergei and Marina Dyachenko. I've been reading this book for a little bit. I'm kind of in a reading slump right now, but it follows Sasha, who is a girl who one day meets a man and he tells her that every morning during summer break she has to wake up very early and go take a bath in the sea naked and then come back home, and she will throw up golden coins, and these coins will be used later so that she can enter a mysterious school, and she's going to experience some physical and mental transformations. That is very special, but it is extremely interesting, well written, and I really recommend this book. Next up is Plein Ciel by Siècle Vaillant. It is a French book. This book, I believe, is going to be for the fans of The Mirror Visitor by Christelle Dabos. It's really nice. It takes place in an opera. There is some magic. It's related to sewing as well, so I do recommend this book. Next is a book that I haven't read yet. It's The Honey Witch by Sydney Shields. This is a book I bought after reading The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. Apparently it's a witch who lives in a village and she does potions, everything like that. So I believe it's going to be a great read for this autumn. Here it says that it's a gorgeous book with a lovely cottagecore ambience and a heartwarming sapphic romance intertwined with unique magic that enchants the imagination. I was talking to you about Christelle Dabos. She wrote a new book that is new. This is a sci-fi book. I have mixed feelings about it. It's nothing compared to The Mirror Visitor, and I really much preferred her writing style in The Mirror Visitor, but it was still a great book. Moving on to a very famous book on BookTube and BookTok, I think. It's Powerless by Lauren Robert. Apparently it's a romance, a romantasy maybe. Here on the back it says, mark my words, prince, I will be your undoing. Hunted, hunter, destined for each other. I am not such a huge fan of romance. I read The 7 Years Slipped a few weeks ago. I didn't really like it, unfortunately. I've read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I really didn't like it, so I sold my 3 books of the series because I did not want to waste time on this series. I hope I like this book better. I then got the whole series of The Cruel Prince. I have read the first book. It's beautiful, and I was really wanting to get this little brown edition because the cover of these books is so much prettier. It's a hardback cover and you have these drawings on the cover that I love. The Cruel Prince is starting with a human girl, Jude, whose parents are getting killed at the very beginning of the book, and she goes to a fae world where she's raised by a fae person. She's going to try to make her place at the court, even though she's not very much welcome. This is a very famous saga. I really like the first book. I'm really excited to read next. Tell me if you've read it and if you've liked it. I think it is said that the next books are even better than the first one, so I hope that's true. Another series that I bought, I actually read the first book of this series in French, but I thought it could be better for me to read it in English. The cover in English are just beautiful, so I got The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. This is the whole set. There is Cinder, Scarlet, Cress, Winter, Stars Above, and Fairest. Cinder is a rewriting of Cinderella. Scarlet, it's the... I don't have the word in English. In French, it's the Chaperon Rouge. The Petit Chaperon Rouge. Cress is... I never know if you say Tangled or Rapunzel, but it's her. Winter, it's Snow White, I think. Stars Above and Fairest, I do not know, but I believe Fairest is about a villain. I'm not sure. Let me show you. This is the first book, Cinder. It's so pretty and it's super fluffy. I love when books are like this. The Lunar Chronicles are a series of books that are rewritings of fairy tales. The beginning of Cinder is basically Cinder, who is living with her stepmother and her sisters. She is working in mechanics, and one day the prince of this kingdom, it's sort of a kingdom, is coming to see her because he wants her to fix his very old computer, even though there are more advanced technologies, but he's very emotionally attached to this computer. That's the beginning of the plot of this one. It's really great, and when I read it, it was before COVID. I thought it had so much similarities at some point, so yeah, I really liked it. I can't wait to read the rest. Another series that I have been wanting to read ever since I was a little girl. I remember going to the bookstore with my mom when I was something like 12 maybe. Every time I wanted to read this book. I believe it was an ongoing series at the time, and it's The Selection by Kira Cass. I don't know much about this book. I think it's a competition between young girls to win the prince's heart, and I think our FMC doesn't care at all for the competition, but she has to take part in it. I think it's for younger people in the writing style, but I've been wanting to read it for so long. We are going to finish with the 3 novels that I have gotten. The first two are the first 2 volumes of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. These books are beautiful. I really like the cover, especially the one of the second book. This is a fairy story of Emily, who is writing a book on fairy lore. I am so interested in these books, and they have had so many good reviews that I really want to try it. And last but not least, my parents gifted it to me. It's The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.G. Klune. The House in the Cerulean Sea is a gay romance, I think. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I am offending anyone. I think it's gay, like being wrapped up in a big gay blanket by V. Schwab. So I think that's true. It is making me think of Miss Peregrine and the Peculiar Children. So maybe it's absolutely wrong, but I think it's going to be a very good book, especially coming into fall. Now we are going to move on to the illustrated books and the comic books. We're gonna start with this series. It's a French series. It's called Tu mourras moins bête. These are the first 2 volumes. In English, this would translate in You'll Die Less Stupid. Basically, these books are investigation of curious thing in real life. So this one is about cinema. This one is about medicine. Since I'm in med school, this was a gift. A friend gifted it to me, and I wanted to read the first book first, even though you don't need to do so. It's more of an educational book series. These are the kind of illustrations that you can find inside. It's a very simple art style, but it is very interesting and informative. Moving on to an Italian series. This is Cottontails, illustrated by Loputin. Loputin is an artist whose work I really love. Let me show you the inside. I'm gonna take the first volume so that there are not too many spoilers. That's the kind of thing you can find. It's beautiful. Actually, I've been learning Italian, and I've come to a point where I feel like I'm being stagnant. So I wanted to improve a little bit on my reading and speaking, and I thought to myself, well, what's better than reading books that are illustrated? Because, you know, there's not too much text. Most of them are dialogues. I think it's a good idea. I have absolutely no clue what this is about, but it's drawn and written by Loputin, so I really want to read them. The next book I have is an art piece. It is none other than Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, and again, it's illustrated by Loputin. Actually, I read this book when I was something like 12 years old. I had to read it for school. I've never been a huge fan of the Disney adaptation, but when I read it, it was a totally different experience, and I wanted to have a copy for myself. So when I saw that Loputin had illustrated one, I ran to the bookstore, saw the price, held myself back, and I found it on Vinted a few weeks later. I really want to read it again, and I think the second volume is coming out soon. I want to talk to you about Grimoire Noir. So this book is written by Yana Bogach and Vera Green Tea. Yana Bogach is actually Cosmic Spectrum on Instagram and YouTube, and I love her work, so I was so excited to get my hands on this book. This is, I believe, the story of a little girl who is disappearing, and her brother is going to try to find her. He's going to encounter some particularly weird experiences. I mostly got it for the illustrations, not really for the plot, because I do not know anything about the plot other than what I just said, and these are the kind of illustration that you can find. We are going to move on to a French series. That is a series that I have grown up with, but I have never read them because I was reading another series at the time. This is Lou by Julian Hill. So this is the book that gathers books from 1 to 8. We are following Lou trying to find her place in the world, living with her mom, who is a single mother, and their cute cat. I love the art style. Let me show you. That's really colorful, you know, and I love that. Julian Hill wrote a second season to the series. It's called Lou Sonata. This is the first book. This is the second book. This time we are following Lou as she is becoming an adult, trying to live her adult life and all the difficult things that are happening to her, trying to fit in society, finding her new apartment, her studies. I am very excited to read that. The author has also made a book that is called Génération Lou. And actually this book gathers information, anecdotes about the writing of the series, some pictures. There was also a TV adaptation of this series, so I got it to read it once I've read the original series. Next up is this ginormous book that is Carbone and Silicium by Mathieu Bablet. This book is a sci-fi book. It's actually the story of two robots that are witnessing the evolution of the world during centuries, how terrible it's becoming. It's a sci-fi, so it's not very happy, but the drawings are very detailed and beautiful. We have 3 books left. The first one is a comic book, The Sprout and the Gardener. It's a book by Rhea Abrego and Joey Witt. I was amazed by the drawings in this book. It's very inclusive. It's just only good vibes and bright colors, a little fairy, so what can I ask more? The last 2 books I want to talk about are both, one is written by Sébastien Pérez and Benjamin Lacombe, the other one is written by Benjamin Lacombe only. Benjamin Lacombe is a French illustrator. If you like the Tim Burton vibe aesthetic, the kind of trashy, gothic, while still cute kind of vibe, I believe you're gonna love this. So, the first one is L'enfance des méchants, des vilains et des affreux. In English, this would be translated into the childhood of the villains. It is focusing on the childhood of the villains. Thank you. And what led them to become who they are today. Not only do I love Disney and fairy tales, but the style of this author is just beautiful. I'm gonna show you a few pictures so that you can see. Every time it's accompanied by the story, of course. So this is Lucky. There she is, the Queen of Hearts. And last but not least, this one is one of the books I am most excited for. This is Marie Antoinette by Benjamin Lacombe. If you don't know who Marie Antoinette is, she is the last queen of France. So she was the wife of Louis XVI, and they were both decapitated and assassinated just before the revolution. Well, at the end of, during the French Revolution that took place in 1789. Marie Antoinette is from Austria. She was married to the King of France, and so she was trying to make her place in a kingdom that is not her original kingdom. She is also known for spending most of the country's money and not very much caring about the poor people in France. I hope I'm not saying nonsense. This is just from my memory and what I learned at school. I hope I'm not saying something wrong. Anyway, this book has some true historical facts. It also has a touch of fiction to make the story more interesting. It has also some letters she wrote when she was the queen. Obviously, it is a beautiful book. I hope you liked this video. If you have any recommendation, please let me know. I will link every one of this book on Amazon if you want to get one of them for you. You can also search on Vinted as I did to save money. Tell me if you would like a reading vlog or an update once I read these books. I would be more than delighted to do so. I hope you have an excellent rest of your day and I will see you soon. Sweet kisses!